Hey guys, and welcome back to another one, and I hope you are all okay on that side of the screen. Now today I'm going to share with you my review of the Gsmart Classic, which is an entry-level phone and is right over here looking at you. Now before we begin the video, I would just like to mention a spoiler alert, if I can call that, of something that I really like on this phone, and you will have the chance to see it in just a few seconds, which is the back cover of the phone. I really enjoy this back cover, and I know that the most important thing on a phone is not the back cover, but I really like to see some nice details, especially on these kinds of budget phones or entry-level phones. Now enough of chit chat, let's go straight for the video. Hope that you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in a few seconds. And here we are with the Gsmart Classic that features the Arm Cortex A7 quad-core CPU at 1.3 GHz, 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of flash storage with Lollipop 5.1 on a 5-inch IPS display with a resolution of 1280 by 720 that will give us a total of 294 ppi. And regarding our usual unboxing experience, once we open the package we will find the Gsmart Classic on the top, which on this particular case it's the titanium grey model, a 2000 mAh removable battery, a power adapter, one set of earpods, the usual documentation that no one reads, and finally a protective plastic cover. And in terms of build quality for a budget phone, I found it actually good. Looks really nice, especially the back titanium look. It's plastic but with a nice touch, and the texture feels really nice. It has a metallic frame all around, and I did like the buttons that are sturdy. Probably the front bezels could be a bit smaller, but on my opinion not a deal breaker at this price point. And taking a closer look at the front top, we have a 5 megapixel camera, while at the bottom the usual menu buttons. On the left hand side a volume rocker, on the right hand side a power button, and on the back that really nice titanium cover along with an 8 megapixel camera with flash and a sound speaker. And finally at the top a headphone jack and a micro USB port for charging. And the Gsmart Classic is capable of taking 2 SIM cards plus a micro SD card, and to set it up it's really easy. Just remove the back cover, insert the first SIM at the bottom, the second one at the top, the micro SD next to the second SIM, place the battery, put the back cover on, and we are ready to use it. And once I finished the Android setup, I went to the apps and I found a few apps that came installed and I don't care about them. So some we can just remove, and there are a couple that if we don't want to use them we will need to disable, which is what I did. But as you may see on the image, doesn't bring much trash. And moving along to our usual benchmarks on the network speed test, we got 44 megabits per second of download speed and 20 megabits of upload speed. On the disk speed test, 56 megabytes on the reads and 13 megabytes on writes. Geekbench 3 with 349 on single core score and 1064 on multi-core score. Antuntu with roughly 16,000. 3D Mark score, iStorm Extreme 1822. And finally on Epic Citadel, 28.8 frames per second of average score. And as I mentioned before, this is a budget entry-level phone, and the question is, can I use it as my daily phone? And my answer would be yes. On my tests I didn't found any lag or delays on the phone, even when I had a lot of apps on the background, which is something that I would not suggest, as we only have 1 GB of RAM and roughly 500 megs are reserved for the system. Nonetheless, besides being able to be used as a daily phone, we can also play some games as beach buggy racing and respawnables, which I did and didn't feel any problems whatsoever. And this type of game, I would say that this is the limit on this phone. And I also tested playing a few files on Kodi, streaming from my NAS, and it handled just fine. Big Bug Bunny and Tears of Steel at 1080 without issues. So the CPU will handle fine this type of file, but have in mind that we are limited to Wi-Fi, so higher bitrate files could be a bit problematic. And in terms of battery duration, it's always very subjective depending on how we use the phone. But using it as I use any phone, phone calls, messages, emails, photos, video recording, watched a few YouTube videos, and it was enough for the whole day. So if you use your phone like I do, you will be just fine. I turn it on at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the evening, I still had about 30% of battery left. And lastly, as usual, the back and front face camera test that, on my opinion, is the weak point of this phone. But nonetheless, all the original photos and videos are available to download as always on the link on the video description so that you guys can judge for yourself. Hey guys, and here we are with the Gsmart Classic phone, Android Lollipop 5.1 on this particular case, testing out the front face camera of this particular device so that you can, as always, on that side of the screen, check the image and audio quality for yourself. So in conclusion guys, things that I did like the most were that the phone can take up to 2 SIM cards plus 1 microSD, that titanium back panel looks great, and it has really nice and sturdy buttons. On the other hand, things that I did like the least were the picture and video quality. And that is it, we have reached the end of another review, this time the Gsmart Classic phone. Hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did so, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.